This is the HASSELBLAD XPAN. This has always been number 2 on my bucket list, and now I've got one. I actually bought it local. A local guy was selling it about 10 k's away from where I live, and I'm really happy with that because I didn't really want to buy one off eBay because you never know what you're going to buy. They do tend to lose their paint quite quickly, and that's how they look after a while, but I think it adds to its character. These are getting more and more expensive. A lot of people have said to me how expensive they are. They're not going to go down in price. They're just going to keep going up. So you have to be aware of that. The HASSELBLAD XPAN is actually made by Fuji in Japan. It was made for HASSELBLAD, and around the world, it was marketed as the HASSELBLAD XPAN and XPAN 2. In Japan, it's actually a Fuji TX1 and a TX2. The XPAN 1 was made between 1998 and 2002, and Fuji actually made 16,800 of the XPAN. Now, the XPAN 2 was made between 2003 and 2006, and they only made 5,500 of the cameras. So they're quite rare, the XPAN 2. And yes, like I said earlier, they're very expensive now, but you can pick up bargains. I picked this up for a really reasonable price, and it's been very well looked after. Like I said earlier, again, the paint does come off, but that's part of the camera. HASSELBLAD, in all their wisdom, decided to paint the titanium, and yeah, it just peels off. So what is the XPAN? It is a 35mm rangefinder camera that shoots a panoramic photo. It will shoot 2 frames of 35mm together as one photo, and it will also shoot a standard 35mm frame as well. You can switch that on the back. So if I show you here, so at the moment it's in standard 35mm mode, so you can see the actual frame in the center now. Now if I turn this dial, you'll actually see it opens up to 2 frames now, so it actually shoots that full size that's in there, so you get this beautiful panoramic photo, which is quite unique to these cameras. No other 35mm camera does this apart from the XPAN and the TX1 and TX2. So out of a 36 roll of film, you'll actually get between 20 and 21 shots. So the good thing about this is you can actually shoot 35mm and panoramic on the same roll. The whole point of this camera is to shoot in panoramic mode. That's the whole point of this, and that's what makes it so special. So when you load a roll of film into the HASSELBLAD, you actually just pull it along like that, and then you close the door, and you'll hear it unwind the whole film, and at the same time it calculates how many photos you have. It's actually got 21 shots, not 20. I put a roll of Ilford in there the other day and I got 20 shots out of it. The shutter has quite a unique sound. Now every shot you take, it actually feeds the film back into the roll. So if I was to open this by accident like that, none of the actual photos I've taken are damaged. They're actually inside the roll. I actually shot a video the other day as well with the XPAN. I shot my first roll of film with it, and my plan was to shoot with this, which is Cine Still BW++ or BW-XX, nice black and white film, ISO 250. Now the problem was, when I took the film out to load it in the camera, I had a bit of an issue. When I put the film in, closed the door, nothing happened. It wouldn't wind on the film. What somebody actually told me on Facebook, because I put a video up there while I was out shooting. I took a quick video of shooting with a HASSELBLAD and uploaded it on Facebook. Somebody actually said to me it's because it's in DX mode, and the Cine Still film is not DX coded. So if I change the dial here from DX to 250, apparently I've been told it will take the film. So it's laid in, as you can see, okay, and then perfect, it worked. So yes, kind of user error, I guess, really, but I didn't expect a modern film not to be DX coded. Done. And there you go. And see, on this one, I'm only getting 20 shots on a roll of 36 of Cine Still. So different brands of film, you will actually get either 20 or 21 exposures in the camera. Now, the XPAN is quite a unique camera. Okay, we're going to be honest about this. There's probably no other camera on the planet like this, and it's a shame they don't make a digital version of this. Yes, I know you can crop a digital sensor and make it look like this. There's something very special about shooting with such a wide panoramic camera. Now, this is my M6. I really love my M6. I love shooting with these cameras. This XPAN feels like an M6 on steroids, basically. It's an extra large M6, and even the dials are very much like each other. It's very familiar to me. And that's probably why I like shooting with this camera. It is a very unique experience shooting with this, so if you've never shot with one, if you know somebody that's got one, try it. Now, like I said earlier, this is made by Fuji in Japan, and it has a 45mm f4 kit lens, basically, that comes with it. There's also a 90mm, and there's a 30mm. Which comes with a special viewfinder that bolts on the top, and that is crazy expensive, that lens. It's actually more expensive than buying the camera now. So what you would normally get with it is the 45mm f4. Now, this is not actually the hood It didn't come with the hood, sadly. It comes with this aftermarket hood, which is quite nice, but it's not the original hood. So I do have an original hood coming from eBay, but it's damaged because I refuse to pay $500 for a hood. This one I picked up for $50 is damaged, and I have an experiment I'm going to do with that, which will come up in another video. I have a plan to make a replica of that hood, so remember to keep an eye out for that video. That would be quite interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but we will see. What did surprise me about the XPAN is the lens is incredibly sharp at f4. It's really, really smooth, and it's got a nice clicky aperture ring to it. Now, this camera is 20 years old, and it still kind of feels like new when you shoot it. The viewfinder is the part that blew me away the most. Now, I own an M10P, which is the latest Leica M rangefinder, and it has one of the best viewfinders you could ever get on the market. This is very close to that viewfinder. I've not seen a viewfinder this good apart from on my M10P, basically. It's very bright, it's very clear, and the frame lines just stand out really, really well. And it's very easy to focus, which is what surprised me the most. A 20-year-old camera to have a viewfinder that's almost as good as my M10P, yeah, that's something really special, I have to say. There aren't many cameras on the market that can compete with that viewfinder on the M10. Now, the shutter dial here goes from bulb, 8 seconds, all the way up to 1,000 a second. And you'll notice there is an A on there in green. Now that is basically auto mode or aperture priority mode. So depending on what aperture you're in, the camera will take care of your shutter for you. And if you half press the shutter button, it will actually come up in the rear display what shutter speed you're at. So you can adjust it if you want as well. It has the ISO on the back, in the back window, and it also has a battery indicator because this is battery powered as well, but the battery seems to last forever on this camera. Now here are a few photos that I've taken which are actually in my other video, one film, one subject, with the HASSELBLAD XPAN. Now I went out and shot these on a new cycle lane. You have to use your imagination. I shot them in black and white because I developed them at home. It's a pink cycle lane. The actual tarmac is pink, but obviously you can't see that in the black and white photos. Now, as you can see, it has a very unique look to the photos. Now, those photos are actually developed in CineStill DF96 monobath, which is a 3-minute solution to develop black and white film. Now, there's a link down below in the description on how you do that, because I've done a video on that a few months ago, and it's been quite popular with people, and I've had a lot of good feedback. People have really enjoyed developing film at home with that. And there is another link down below on how I take the film from the cartridge and put it into my developing tank without a darkroom. You might find that quite interesting. It's a very easy process, and it's great. When you can develop film at home, it's a really nice process. You've got the whole package, basically. You shoot the film, develop the film, and then you can scan the film. Haven't tried developing color at home yet. Looking into that. May do a video on me attempting to develop color film for the first time, but we'll see how that goes. A couple of things I don't like about the XPAN. First thing is the neck strap lugs on the side. They're these square shaped. My Leicas have these nice round lugs, and I can put a wrist strap on like this. Now this is actually a Wootencraft leather strap. This is handmade in Taiwan. These are beautiful, beautiful straps, and I will be doing a review soon on the Wootencraft Leica shoulder bag, which is the same color, it's an olive color, the same as this wrist strap. Now these fit really well in there and they move around. Can't fit it onto here, it won't fit through there, so I need a shoulder strap. Now if you guys can recommend to me a shoulder strap that will work on the XPAN, that'd be great, because I'm getting a bit worried by holding it in my hand like this, because it's not a light camera, this, it's quite heavy. And the other thing I don't like is this grip here. Now this is too shallow, I guess you could say. It's not much of a grip. My fingers don't grip it really well. I have a plan in another video to make something for here. Now, it's going to be quite unique, and it's quite a unique process, but I'm going to change this grip myself. I'm not going to buy the product online. I'm actually going to do it myself, and I'm going to make a custom grip for this. So that will be coming in the video in the next few weeks as well. I'm going to try and customize this camera as much as I can, basically. And also, don't forget to let me know if you can recommend the neck strap for this camera. Yeah, I've been looking around, I haven't found anything I like. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.